Hello, we're now in week 3, and the reading assignments for this week are Chapter 5, The Ambivalent Reality, and Chapter 6, Lying and Deception in Criminal Justice. In Chapter 5, you'll learn about principle-based management and why principle-based managers are considered Rushmorean. You'll learn the meaning of true professionalism, or being good as opposed to looking good. You'll also learn about the 2 moral virtues of being good, which are integrated thinking and moral agility, and the importance of moral courage. Finally, you'll learn about the meaning of institutional integrity in public agencies, the importance of ethical principles, and how they are developed through formal and informal methods, and the term Rushmorean, and the characteristics of Rushmorean organizations. In Chapter 6, you'll be introduced to the first of 4 root sins of criminal justice. And those 4 root sins are lying, prejudice, egoism and abuse of authority, and misguided loyalties. In this chapter, Chapter 6, you will learn about the general theory of lying, the doctrine of veracity, the moral justification for lying, and be able to identify lying among police, corrections, and probation, and parole. And each of the succeeding 3 chapters will cover each one of the ethical root sins of criminal justice, which are prejudice, egoism, and abuse of authority, and misguided loyalties, and in that order. So you have incremental learning outcomes for this week, as in every week. There's 6 of them, and you will want to review the PowerPoint presentation. But you might want to read review those first before you read the 2 chapters. And as always, there's the questions and answers discussion board. And the assignments for this week are selected review questions for Chapter 5 and Chapter 6, which are due this coming Saturday. And you also have the first ethical dilemma to solve, entitled The Whistleblowers, Breaking the Code of Silence. And when you apply the 3 ethical traditions to the precise moral question, you'll want to use the Ethical Traditions PowerPoint, which is found in the 2nd week folder. And it covers the philosophy of 3 founders of each ethical theory, which are Aristotle, Jeremy Bentham, and Immanuel Kant. Also, although the Searle texts explores Jeremy Bentham's utilitarian theory, it does very little regarding John Stuart Mill. And although Bentham was the theory's founder, it was John Stuart Mill who better articulated it. There are some important distinctions between Bentham and Mill's brand of utilitarianism. For instance, while Bentham took a quantitative approach, Mill took a qualitative approach, believing that the deciding factors should be based on past experiences and expert judgment. So, to familiarize yourself with Mill, I have included a synopsis of his 2nd chapter entitled Utilitarianism from his classic work entitled What Utilitarianism Is. He is also included with Bentham in the Ethical Traditions PowerPoint. So you've got Aristotle, you've got Bentham and John Stuart Mill, and you've got Immanuel Kant in the Ethical Traditions PowerPoint presentation. So study the synopsis and the PowerPoint presentation for Chapter 2, because they will be helpful to you in writing the 2 ethical dilemmas, the 3 ethical dilemmas, since I want you to take in both views, both Bentham's and Mill's, on utilitarianism. So make sure you include Bentham and Mill, the 2 different perspectives on utilitarianism. And once the ethical dilemma assignment closes on Monday night, then I will provide you my analysis of the ethical dilemma, of the first ethical dilemma, and I recommend you read it in preparation for the next two ethical dilemmas, which will pop up in succeeding weeks. And also there are two PowerPoint presentations that provide two different examples of ethical dilemmas. One is the overcrowded lifeboat, and the second one is the Heinz problem. So you might want to read both those before you delve into this first ethical dilemma. And that is all that we have for week 3.